Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. This is Tasha M. Dye, the Trade Whisperer, creator of the BYOB Cash Out Strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. So as you log on this morning, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Let me know where you're calling in from. Right along with those affirmations. Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. We're about to get this call started in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we're doing. I see you guys. Drop it in there. Drop it in there. Affirmations. Log in. Affirmations. Affirmations, affirmations, affirmations. Where are you calling in from this morning with those affirmations? Okay, I see you. I see you. Trust your, you know what? I like that. Trust your trade Thursday. I said we were closing this week out strong, and here you go. You said trust your trade Thursday. I like it. I like it. I like it. Now, where are you calling in from? Let us know where you're calling in from. Good morning, Toledo. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What I have Oak Creek, Wisconsin, Minnesota. Good morning. Good morning, England. Good morning, Minnesota. Good morning, Birmingham, UK. Yeah, I like it too. It's real good. You know what? I like you. I said, where you calling in from? You say from the other side of money. You know what? Somebody got more jokes than I do this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Columbia. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to each and every last one of you all as we really kind of just dive in here this morning. Good morning, Baltimore. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. You want to make sure you drop it in the chat. You want to make sure you drop it in the chat, right? Where you calling in from and those affirmations. So what are those affirmations, guys? What are they? All right, those affirmations are, I am an educated BYOB master trader anointed for wealth. I am an educated BYOB master trader anointed for wealth. I am the signal. All my trades end in profit. I am 777. Now, 777 means that you are actually in profit, right? That's what that means. That means you have turned the markets into your personal ATM. And so that's what we're here to do today, is to really just empower you, to help you walk in that, to help you see it, to help you understand. Now, guys, there actually was some opportunity this morning to take profit. There was a little bit of movement, but at the same time, it was some currency pairs that we don't normally look up, some currency pairs that, normally don't give us all the triggers that we have, but like that CHF, guys, that CHF actually is the one, so we're actually going to go back to that. This is a indice focused call, but I definitely want to make sure that you guys walk in the understanding. Like our GBP USD played out, it actually rolled back up. So we have had some movement, guys. We have definitely had some movement, and we're going to see. Yeah, I'm a faint too. I didn't take it. Nah, you guys know I'm a faint too, but I'm gonna give it to you when it's there. See, I gotta put my personal bias aside and kind of let you see what's happening in the market, let you see what's going on so you can make your own decision. But I'm gonna still empower you and let you know it's just not the same liquidity as a GBP. But when we have what we have this morning, like what we have, we definitely want to make sure, that we understand. So don't fade on me yet, because I need you to cash out this morning. All right. So you can't be about to pass out more than I am. So let me go ahead and get my screen shared together. And as I do that, as I get this screen shared together, if this is your first time with us this morning, go ahead. Let me get a 111 in the chat. 111, no matter where you're calling in from, right? No matter where you're streaming from. If this is your first time, let me get that 111. And if you are still learning how to cash out, let me get a 222. All right. All right. Let me see here. Let me see, who do we have? All right. So Welcome, and welcome back. And welcome back, everyone. And I see you laughing at me too, talking about some right, laugh out loud, then you drop your 222. But guys, so let me go ahead and dive in. Let's talk about the market this morning. Let's talk about the calls and exactly what they are. We have individuals here on Zoom, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're everywhere, right? So we're streaming, we're speaking, we're talking. And so I just want to say good morning to all of you all, no matter where you're calling in from or where you're logging in from. And so the way our calls are set up is we implement in the mornings, we empower in the evening. So you get educated, we educate and implement. That's the bottom, that's it. That's our success. We educate and implement. So in the evenings, we're going to educate you, right? We're going to help you understand what we're analyzing. And in the mornings, we get on these calls and we walk you through exactly how to take the trades, what to do, what you're looking for, right? That's actually what we're doing. And so as you can see, I'm going to refresh this because the first thing that we need to do is understand. Now, realize that we trade from we trade from a technical analysis, meaning the BYOB cash out strategy is our strategy that we're going to trade from. So we trade from a technical analysis. The fundamentals is what moves the market. Yes, the fundamentals is what gives the market's direction. So if you notice right now, what's actually happening is this press conference. They're not like our press conferences. Our press conferences are short and sweet. They say what they got to say. Sometimes they drag out. They say what they got to say and then they're done. I have seen the ECB talk. They are very long-winded. No disrespect to anybody. It's just the reality. So what that means is the market is a little slow right now. So basically, what's happening is the ECB calls for recalibrating the stimulus. So no matter where you are, we have stimulus. We have it here, we have it there. We have it. We have it over. We have it in the United States. We have it overseas, and so basically that moves the market. And for those of you all who are not with us this morning, one key thing that we pointed out is that markets are they're so beautiful when they're trending, right? The markets are just wonderful when they're trending. They're wonderful any other time if you're educated. And so because you're educated, you understand actually what's happening right now. And so what's happening is the Feds, the ECB, everywhere is like they really have to figure out, because of this COVID market we've had, they have to figure out when to begin that tapering. So tapering is, you don't want to rip a Band-Aid off. So, right, we're going to stop compartmentalizing. We're not going to rip the Band-Aid off. And so what that means is, because if they rip it off, it's going to impact the market. And so we want to get back to where interest rates, the meetings, right, the economic meetings that happen every 6 to 8 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks, depending on where you are, where those give us those beautiful trendy markets. And so, but right now, because you're educated, you understand what the market's doing and why it moves, when it moves, and how it does. So what's happening, right, is they have their monetary policy statement. And as I just mentioned, they're talking about recalibrating the stimulus. So a big part of what they're talking about as well, of course, is about tapering. And so, when do we start tapering? When do we do this? We just talked about this with the United States as well. And so what you're seeing is that's what's happening this morning in the market. And so that's why, before you guys pass out seriously, we ended up talking about a CHF pair. All right. So it's a reason. It's not random. It's not random. Now, for those of you all who are new, when we talk about liquidity in the market and we talk about what moves the market are just different currency pairs, CHF has the lowest liquidity. And so based on the fact that it typically has the lowest liquidity, when you are learning how to trade, that's not one. You want to kind of pick your currency pairs where you're utilizing the tools, which we're about to walk you through. But for example, the British pound, they have the most they have the most liquidity in the market. The US dollar is the most dominant currency. It is the safe haven currency. And of course, Euro kind of plays in there in between both of those as well. So CHF is on the bottom. So it just helps you understand, because if you're looking for 10 pips and cash out, oh goodness, right? So you want to be able to get those 10 pips and cash out. So, or whatever, whether zone to zone or what have you, however you're trading. Now, as you're looking, right? So we definitely have this again. I'm refreshing. We saw that we had red folders this morning. Now, Guys, we're going to walk through this. We're going to analyze, okay? You have another one at noon. So we're going to analyze this. Now, the bell rings at 9:30, 9:30, 9:30, 9:30. So we don't take trades prior to major moves. So we want to make sure, yes, we're going to analyze, but we're not going to take a trade prior to a major move. Now, before you like, why is that? Why that's so busy? How did you get there? I'm going to walk you through it from a clean chart. But I just was trying to show you, just like when we started this call, from this morning's call, this actually finished playing out. So we should have had some 777s on that one. You can see our USD JPY actually has started continuing. Yes, we are, it has started kind of continuing that trade. So hopefully you guys, kind of watched it as we discussed, because we couldn't get in it while we were on the call. But as you can see, it's starting to move down. You see where my 5 minute is that tight entry right there. So we analyzed that one this morning, and you can see where this one is literally beginning that push, right? It's beginning that push down as we continue. Now, if we have time, we'll come back and reanalyze it, kind of help you all out a little bit. But look how this one finished off, and it came to the point we marked up. So now this was the bounce back trade. All right, this is the one from the tool that we're going to do our part 2 tonight. And we took our time walking through this. So this one was from the bounce back trade. And as you can see, this is a new 4-hour candle. And you can see where it actually began to close out. So for you all that actually set a take profit here and took the sell in the market, then this is actually, you guys would have walked out in profit, okay? So Euro USD is the same thing we talked about. Everything played out the way we said, kind of hanging out in that zone, hadn't broke that level. We're still in that bearish market. So these are our trades from this morning. And then, of course, our Euro CAD. As you can see, we're finally starting to break that trend line. All right, we're finally starting to break that trend line. Now, the stream, if we don't get back to these, the stream is there on our YouTube channel, but we took our time and broke those down this morning, even how to kind of enter the trade. But let's focus on our indices, because that is the purpose of this call. All right, because we do have the bell. Now, as I'm looking, this is the US 30 that we've been analyzing, okay? Our Nasdaq. So, we mark it up at the top of the week, and we kind of follow it all week. Our S&P right here, we closed out strong, everything. But I'm going to start you from a clean chart. So we have, our gold, which still hasn't done much. Bitcoin look like it's going to try to come back up here. We'll analyze that one too. But I want to give you, I'm a change it up a little bit, okay? So actually, let me check my triggers over here. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. So we don't have a new one. I know we had it had a US 30 trigger over here. So now remember, these are triggers, not signals. All right. They're triggers, not signals. So the difference is, okay. The difference is this is a 5-minute alert, not a signal. Okay. A trigger, an alert, not a signal. This is the 5-minute. This is the 15-minute. This is the 30-minute. This is the hour. When I'm over here, I can have them all selected at the same time, right? You see that? I have them all selected at the same time. When I'm over here, I can't do them all at the same time. So I have to kind of click through here. Remember, it's just it's the same exact thing. It's the same thing. Just like we all have a car. We should all have a car. Hopefully we have a car. So if you don't have a car, you've driven a car. But as we look at this, and as you can kind of see, it's just a different vehicle. Like, do you have the keyless entry, or do you have the one you got to still stick in there in the ignition and turn it? Do you have a key where you got to put it in a little slot and push it? Like, but it's still a key. It still starts the car. It still gives you the information, right? So these are the things. That's the only difference. So it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. I just want to help you understand what you're looking at. All right. So now. All right, so let's see. We're going to be here. And so we see US 30. Now, this has been a while since you had any triggers. I know I saw one. It must have fallen off. Okay, so here we look. See, that one was 7 hours. This one does not stop flashing. So this one was 7 hours ago. So, okay. So let's just go ahead and get ready. All right. I saw one, I wrote it down, but I'm gonna just walk you through it. Let's talk BYOB cash out. Okay. Let's talk BYOB cash out, and let's talk where we are in the market. Okay. So I know I'm a little different. We're on the white background, and we're gonna end up back over here as well. I just want you guys to know that. So here I am right here, and what I'm looking for now, we have our time frames. Okay. We have our time frames across the board. We definitely have our time frames. And as I'm looking at my time frames, okay, now when we set our foundation, you know, when Miss Anderson does the Tuesday night call, she's showing you the 15-minute chart. She's absolutely correct. She's 100% on point, because that is the foundation. And you do want to start, you know, you want to start where you're laying it out, where you're building from a foundation. So we walk you through, with the call schedule that we have, we walk you through exactly how to be empowered. We walk you through understanding. And so you're learning from the 15-minute chart, okay? And then, of course, you're going to implement your time frame confluence as we look at this. But because we're talking indices, there's a lot more liquidity in the market. When you start actually trading indices, you should have already gone through the academy. You should have already tested the water in Forex on your demo account. And you should start this with your demo account. And you should also have some understanding of support and resistance lines. Understand this moves, guys. This moves. It moves, it moves, it moves. Every movement, every point is a minimum of $1 of profit. All right. Every point is a minimum of $1 of profit. And so that means it's going to move. So you want your analysis to be on point. All right. You want your analysis there, because this is an opportunity for you to make quite a bit of money. You just want to make sure it's not your compounding money. It's not your 6 figures in 6 months money. It is the other side of money, right? But it's also your bonus check. I want you to treat this like your bonus check. This is a beautiful bonus. I'm telling you now. And do not mix it with your Forex money. All right. Don't mix it with your Forex money. You should have 2 separate accounts. Even if you're demoing, you should. Perfect practice makes perfect. Perfect practice. We're closing out strong today. And I like it. You're going to hear me say it. DL, you're going to hear me say it quite often. We're going to trust our trade Thursday, because we closing this week out strong. Now, here we are on a 5-minute. I'm going to walk you through the historical so we can come over here to our currents. So what you're looking at first, we have 3 indicators. I have my stochastic. That's this down here. I have my Hikinashi candles, and then I have my actual PSAR, which is the dots. All right. We have that. So here, I have my blue line cross over the red and a downward momentum. This is my momentum indicator. It is my leading indicator. It is the indicator that guides me to where I need to be. So that is what this is. And then, of course, now what we want to do is look for our other 2 indicators. We actually never got what we were looking for over here. Let me make sure, you know what? I'm gonna have to reach out to them. So let me, because this is not programmed right. Let me fix this, because I'm like, that does not look right. So right here, it should be Hikinashi candles. Okay, that's what this should be. It should be Hikinashi candles. So what I want you, if you are using the white background, you're gonna have to take those extra steps. Okay, this is an extra step you're gonna have to take until I find out, you know, till they get the programming fixed. Right here, you're gonna have to come in and make sure. This says Hikinashi right here, guys. It has to say Hikinashi. You cannot do this with Japanese candles, okay? You cannot. So Hikinashi, and we just cut the volume off. We don't need that. So you always see me cutting it off. So Hikinashi. I'm going to say it again, just like I say, squinch up the chart. I think I heard somebody say it yesterday. Yeah, I was like, okay, it's catchy, it's catching on. So Hikinashi, you know, just kind of think about it. So blue line cross over the red and a downward momentum. You got your red candle with a flat top and that PSAR. So I'm kind of glad I opened this, because if I didn't, you know, it'd be saying if you guys weren't paying attention, y'all be set up for the okie doke, and we don't want that. We want to make sure we're doing this properly. But there's no different than you verifying and validating your tools, because even when we check the news, we got to refresh it and make sure our time zone is right. So we always want, when you get in the car, you check your mirrors, right? When you get I hope you check your mirrors, you know. So when you get in there, you know, those sorts of things, you know what I mean? So and so you can kind of see that, right? So All right, so let me see here. So right here, we have it where it's definitely in that sell that's happening right here. But yet, let's do our time frame confluence, okay? Let's do our time frame confluence. So here we want to jump up to the 30. Now, remember, we're looking for a sell. We have this set up. Blue line cross over the red and a downward momentum. I have a red candle with a flat top, but I have to wait on that PSR to flip. This is the dot. The PSR is a dot, right? And so you can see where that sale is actually happening now, okay? You can see where that's actually transpiring. So this is the setup, but I still need to know what is happening overall. You know, let's check the market. Come over here to my 30. My 30 where my confluence is, no ma'am, no sir. It is still buying. My stochastic is up. My candle is up. Are we taking that trade? Yes, no, maybe so. Somebody. All right, there we go. I love y'all. You're like, absolutely not. We're not taking that trade. Absolutely not. We're not taking that trade. No, ma'am, no, sir. So, you know, so definitely want to make sure that we're analyzing this properly. So let's go ahead and see where we are. All right. So let's go ahead. Now, I'm going to take you back to my coloring book. Okay. I'm going to take you back to my coloring book. And when I come back over here to my coloring book, well, and the reason I call it that is because it's already marked up. So this is the same space that we were in just now. This is that same space that we were just looking at. If I drop down to the 5 minute where we were, because I don't want you guys to be like, well, how did you get all of that out of that? Well, this is where we were. This is actually what we were analyzing. This is actually what we were looking at, okay? And so I just definitely want to make sure, you know, that you guys see the only difference here is a darker background, and we already marked this one up because we've been following all week. So what I want to do is let's talk about where we are in the market. All right, let's have that conversation about where we are in the market. And I'm trying to see, nope, nothing still. So as I look at where we are in the market, as you can see that our indices, okay, our US 30, I'm gonna walk you through this. I can actually get rid of these orange ones because those were actual triggers, okay? So let's get rid of that. Now, when we're looking, okay, you can see that this is where it began pulling up, which was August the 20th. This is where it stopped. So it's not going past this, okay? And this is what I love, because it's so many people right now that's upset because they're concerned about an actual investment account. Well, we make money no matter what the market's doing. We just need to know what it's going to do. So what you're looking at, okay, is right here, this midpoint psychological level. The blue lines represent psychological levels. Psychological levels are just based on psychology of people, because people round. And if I round, then what that means is that many orders are going to be placed around those numbers. So if you put an order in for, you know, you want to buy something at 465, 470, 480, it's going to be 500. Oh yeah, it was $500. Oh, I'm gonna do it at 5 o'clock. You don't put in an order at 448. I put the order in at 5 o'clock. How much did you pay? I paid $500. That's how people think, psychology. And so that's why these psychological levels are so significant, okay? Now, you can see that the market has been held here. We've been held here. And at first it was here. Now, I want to point out that we haven't been higher than this, okay? We've never been higher than this. So all of these are important. All of these levels, all of these things are important. But you can see when the market finally broke out, now the market is kind of being held in this zone. So it did kind of wick down a little bit around, like we just talked about, around the 20th, 23rd. But now the market is kind of held. It was knocking on the door trying to get through, but yet it ended up dropping. So this was what we took yesterday. This is the trade from yesterday that we marked up, and you guys closed out strong. If you took the whole thing, right, it ended up being 307. Look, let's round, almost 400 points. So at a minimum, it was almost $400, okay? But it just depends on where you got it, where you saw it from, okay? So understand that. So now here we are. All right, we don't have any new triggers right now. We're going to see what happens at the bell. We have our zones actually marked up right now. We have this one marked up because obviously we want to pay attention to construction zones, right? So when I look left and I actually see my construction zones where we've had previous activity in the market can pause, right? Don't you slow down at a construction zone? Don't they tell you that you get a greater ticket? Don't they tell you that, you know, you want to slow down and pay attention to the workers and pay attention to what's going on? Can y'all tell it's a construction zone? They should widen the street. So I drive this every day right now. So, but that's really what happens, and it slows you down. And so right here, this is what happens. You get slowed down a little bit. And so it slowed down some here, then it finally broke through. And so you actually can start seeing all that activity. So now what we're going to do, now that we've identified, right? So we're doing our top-down analysis approach, and we're headed into taking a trade. Come from top down and we head into the trade. So you can, we start the strategy with the foundation, understanding the time frame confluence, top down. What I'm doing right now is top down, drill down into the trade, okay? Same thing, just a different approach. So now what you're looking at is I have my hour. My higher time frame tell me what the market's doing. Now my mid time frames, they're actually where you start focusing in. Can I get in? Can I take the trade? What can I do? And then when I drop down to my 5 minute, what you're seeing is all this activity. So the reason why that's important, you can't see all that other stuff right now. You can't see it. Like, where is it at? Where am I at in the market, right? So that's why it's important. That's why it's important. Like, I'm in Jacksonville, so that's like looking at 295 or the big interstate system. That's my top down. That's my top, right? So it's going to give me the outline of where I can travel. It's not going to tell me where I'm traveling. It just gives me the outline of where I can travel. So then I have to drill down utilizing my GPS on the lower time frames, which is the part of town I'm in. That tells me if I can enter. You know, do I get on the highway right here? Do I exit the highway right there? So that's how you got to look at this. My higher time frames are the overall market patterns, and my lower time frames is me actually trying to get in the interstate. Am I going to actually get on 295? What's going to happen? So that's what we're looking at right now. So you see my stochastic is beginning that pull up right there. My 30 minute right here is definitely still, but I'm also overbought. So we want to get down here on a 5 minute as we prepare and wait on this bell. All right. As we prepare and we wait on that bell. Now your USD JPY, that other trade, you want to pay attention to that. You want to pay attention to your GBPs as well. Your charts should be up too. All right. Look at Nasdaq. Let's bring this line over so we can pay attention to the Nasdaq. Nasdaq look like it's going to hang out in that zone as well. We shall see what's going to happen. Now, remember, a trade in profit should remain in profit. That means that you have to make the adjustment, right? You have to pull that stop loss up. You have to do it. The market's not going to do it for you. The market's not going to hold your trade. So let me see here. So I'm just getting everything to kind of see where we've been looking at all week. This is what we've been implementing. All right, so let's go see. Here we go. All right. Let's see right here. We have about a minute and a half. So what was I mentioning before? So you want to pay attention to the GBP. Is it going to bounce off of here? What is it going to do? Do we have any new triggers? Is it going to actually break that trend line? All right, we want to pay attention to that. This one, I just gave you that tight entry. Now, remember, I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, this is how you enter the trade. This is where you stop loss at. We walked through how this was breaking through, and we actually had that flat top candle on that lower time frame. So if you're waiting patiently on the bell, great. That's what we should do. But for those of you all who didn't, you all are in profit. All right, you can kind of see where it's kind of headed down. All right, let me get back over here to my US 30. Let's get back over here. We have 43 seconds. Questions, comments, testimonies. Question. Now, this thing can shift based on fundamentals, okay? So it definitely can. All right, we're down to 17 seconds. What's going to happen? All right, here we go. Let's see what happens at the bell. All right, are we going to have movement? Are we going to have to wait? What is it we're going to have to do? Remember, we don't chase trades, we operate in profit. And hear me clearly, they're still talking. The ECB is still talking. They're still talking. They expect a rate cut to 1.5% in 2023. They're still talking. So let's see. You see how it's, let's drop down. Let's watch. I want you guys to actually see the movement. You see how we flatline right here? We might not get that liquidity. Are we going to start moving up? Because we were definitely, it's kind of flatline. You see how it's kind of moving? We were definitely, that's the 1 minute though. So let's see. We're definitely, we might have to wait, guys, or we might just go over there and look at the other trade. See how it's wigging out? The patience, patience, profit. Patience, patience, profit. Patience, patience, profit. All right, patience. So we got a PSAR flip. We got the PSAR flip right here. We stopped this. Let's see if we get this movement. Are we gonna make this money? Let's see. Okay, let's go see what S&P is doing. That's his best friend. They normally hang together. S&P, US 30 and S&P typically do the same thing together. So we're looking for live trades, live. What is happening? So we now look, we got a downward momentum. You got a PSAR flip. We do not have a flat top. Don't have it. It's down. It's rejecting off of here. That's what's happening. We see my Nasdaq. Now I do not have confluence in this time frame. So let me show you what I mean. Here, that's going up for a buy. All right, here, right there. And look at this one. They're doing two different things. They are not confluent. They are not confluence. They are not. This is starting to get that hook. All right. This one's still kind of wigging out a little bit. We don't like that. So trust me, you're gonna see some 777s here. You might even see a 777, right? Times 22. But I just want you to pay attention. Let's look at Bitcoin. Let's dive over here and look at Bitcoin while we're waiting on that movement, okay? Now let me tell you how the market works. At the 5 minute, and then it works at the 5 minute. If that doesn't happen at 5 minutes, then it'll be 15 minutes, okay? So let's dive over here. Let's look at this. Let's see here. So let's see. Now look right here, you can see, I was trying to click this and see if something pulled through. So now we just got this trigger, right? You see, we just got this trigger right here. Now, when you look right here, look at how Bitcoin should come and close this back up. For those of you all trading Bitcoin, we just got a trigger on Bitcoin, okay? Now, we have a little consolidated area around this line. We already know that. That's where it happens, okay? That's where it takes place. That's where it happens. But yet you can see, look at how we're starting to attempt to break through there. So once we clear this area, once you kind of clear this area, you're going to be able to ride Bitcoin all the way back up to right here. All right. So that's a trade for today. That's one for today. Look at my US 30. Look like we're trying to come on through. This is why we wait. See, we got about, we're in that area, in that zone. We're down to about 30 seconds. Let's watch this. Look at the Euro Cash 777. So let's see here. Let's look. All right, let's see. One more second and we'll get another candle here. It should be a solid candle. There, see, told you. I told you. And the PSAR flip. You see that? So let's see where we're going. I want you to pay attention to like the construction zones. Let's pay attention. Let's see here. You see, I like that. I like this. Let's drop down, get back down here. So you see how we're getting that curve up? We're coming out of that flat line. And when we get down here, now you want to pay attention to the drop down to really kind of push to see when this pushes through. So that means that my S&P should be up too, right? Because we saw that kind of go rejecting. And so now the S&P is pushing up too. That's what that means. Now let's see what our Nasdaq is doing. So you guys definitely should be able to, you know, ride these out, right? Nasdaq is pushing up too. So all of them are pushing up right now. You see how we're breaking through here now? All of them are riding up. All of them are riding up. Oh, this turning out to be a really good morning. So Bitcoin, let's see. Bitcoin, let's see. Remember, it's your bonus check. Please be in a separate account. Let's be in a separate account. Bitcoin hasn't started yet. Okay. Now let's see. We're breaking that line. So now while we're watching this, right, while we're watching and trading and watching and profiting, right, I told you this is a powerful Thursday. So remember, you'll hear it again. I'm going to give you credit this week. I'm going to give you credit. So guys, everybody on the line, DL said, trust your trade. It's the Trade Whisperer said, trust your trade Thursday. I just want to let you know. All right. I'm going to give you credit this week for it. So, there we go. We already have $100 day. Yes, there it is. We already have $100 day. Yes, look at there. Already this morning. Already. $100 days. And I already know we're going to exceed that here in a minute. So you can see, right, what we're doing. Like it'll come down. So guys, the question I was asking, right? The question I was asking is, do you guys see why it was important for us to, you know, pop up and understand where we are before we start pulling down, right? We understand that, right? You guys see how we broke it down and analyzed it, because we went from the top and then we pulled down. We've also been trusting our trades, right? Nasdaq is pulling up for those of you all who trade the Nasdaq, and S&P is almost up here. So, but what we did this week is definitely dive in and take our training from last Thursday, right? So we took our training, and then it just worked out so perfect because we had the holiday Monday. So we had our training on Thursday. You know, we started the trades on Tuesday morning with the implementation. And then Ms. Anderson came in and laid out the strong foundation on Tuesday night for you guys to really grab the basics. And we kept building on top of that. And guess what? We're going to do it again next week. Tonight, of course, at 9 p.m. is the advanced call. And we're going to help you understand those trends a little bit deeper and how to use that bounce back, right? To when we incorporate the bounce back with, hopefully, might have to break it up twice again, because I want to make sure you understand the trend, but I also want to make sure you understand how to use it with the harmonic scanner that we've already been trading on. All right. We're going to have a pot. Dad, look at our pimp master. You guys know she is definitely a GBP. She is definitely a GBP. Just like our trading diva is gold. So, right, you know who they love. So here we go. You can kind of see. So this one is almost to our take profit. This is almost, that means it's just a really good morning. It's just a really, really good morning. All right. So, and you can kind of see where it's playing out. And I'm telling y'all, it's so wonderful to be with a company. It's so wonderful to be with people who are responsive and they care, because while we're doing this call and we identified this, in the midst of that, I reached out to Stephen Hooley, who is the creator of this. So I'm texting and talking and training and teaching and trading, and we're doing it all at the same time. We multitasking, right? We got this. And so he's already on top of it. So if any of you guys ever see anything, right, you know, let me know. Now you're going to get some reaction, right? You should always get a little bit of reaction around that support and resistance line. So if you got any reaction, see, you should expect that, but now we're breaking through. So S&P is almost there. Our Nasdaq, we're almost to the line. So we are making some money this morning. It's not money making Monday, is it? Or are we just going to close out strong? So what is it? Trust your trade Thursday, right? All right, look. Come on. All right. Questions, comments, testimonies. 777's in the chat. Questions, comments, testimonies. Who else got $100 day? I know they're out there. I know you guys got them. We already have done it. So even from the point where if I just did it from here, about halfway, right? That's 38, right? And so now we're up there. So it depends on when you got in it. So Adam, right? There we go. And then of course your lot size. I'm teaching from the point of the bare minimum, right? I'm teaching from the point of the bare minimum. So $100 days. We're gonna close out September strong, right? This is a September to remember. We're going to close it out strong. All right. There, look at that. Look, there's another one. So let's go see. Look. Okay, and you're giving us the lot size. You got this. Look at you. I love it. Look at you guys. So we should, in about 4 minutes, we should get very encouraging. Yes, you got this too. So you should, we should definitely come here, but I want to kind of look over here because I told you that we're kind of moving. So this is our other trade from this morning. I want to make sure you understand how it's playing out. I know you guys still riding over there, but you see how it broke that line. I want to make sure you understand how it breaks. Like I said, come back tonight. We'll probably be looking at this one real hard too, because this is definitely one I pulled from the harmonic scanner, and I want to see how it plays out. So when you look at it, right, it pulled from the hour where we're pulling into that sell. We ended up with our confluence right here, drop down to my 15 where you see where we could have that trade, enter that trade. So you see how it comes, it bounces off the trend line, it breaks the trend line, it retests the trend line, and then it begins to pull down, right? You guys see that? That's what it does. And so this is actually a beautiful trade. Is everyone perfect? Right? But does it follow the patterns? But is every one of them perfect? But this one is just beautiful. I love how it rejected, it broke, it retested, it came through, and then it's pulling back up to the support and resistance line. And then as they do, and it's just really a beautiful trade. So this is one that we gave you this morning. Right? This is definitely one that we're already at our first take profit. This is just turning out to be a really good day. I told you guys. So if you're doing 10 pips, you cashed out. And if you see where we are right here. So if now it's breaking that second line. And this is how you say, okay, am I going to go to my first take profit, my second take profit, my third take profit? This is one I'm riding, right? This is one I'm riding. It's just a beautiful setup all the way around. So it's just a really beautiful setup all the way around. All right. Just a really good setup. And so, and why is it playing out so beautifully? Because the technical analysis was there. Then when the fundamentals hit, it just kind of pushed it into momentum. So the technical analysis was there. The fundamentals matched the technical, and it pushed it into momentum. So this one, you're going to have a good trade day on as well. I'm not messing with this one. We're not doing that. All right. GBP, GBP USD, you can see where it's still kind of hanging out. We want to let it hang out, right? It's starting to curve around where it's hitting on that trend line. So, yeah. All right. Questions, comments, testimonies. Look at this one. And so this one is actually closing out as well. Right? This one is definitely still going to close out. So when you do your take profit, I want you to be mindful, right? I want you to be mindful of this midpoint right here. You see the construction zones where it did not, look at these construction zones right here. You see where it did, this one didn't come all the way, this one did, this one did, this one didn't. You want to be mindful. So what that means is if you're in the trade, you pull your stop loss in profit. You pull your stop loss in profit. Do you hear me? You pull your stop loss in profit. Let's come back over here. I know you guys felt that correction, or that retest of that support trend line, support resist. Yeah, see, y'all did that because you guys did that. You guys asked me that. Talking about support, resistance, and trend. Is it the same thing? No, it's not the same thing. Support, resistance line, and trend. This is where it kind of mentions. You mentioned about this. Please clarify how the market works on a 5 and 15. As it's the same thing. Nothing's changed, no matter what you're looking at. The higher time frame moves the market. The midpoint of the markets, the 15 and 30 minute, really kind of give you a basis. Like the higher time frames give you direction. The midpoints, you start seeing the activity. You start seeing, where you're analyzing. Okay, so my higher time frames is my direction. My mid time frames is my analyzation, right? That's why we start there from a foundation standpoint. 15 minute, blue line cross over the red candle with a flat top, green candle with flat bottom, green candle with a flat bottom, red candle with a flat top, PSR flip, right? That's why we start on the 15. That's where we start the understanding and the analyzation of the trade. Higher time frame, market structure, direction. Mid time frames, analyzation. Lower time frames, how I enter, right? That's why we lay it out the way we do. That's what you're getting from that, all right? You're getting a little congestion here, all right? You're getting a little congestion here. So, and just remember, guys, don't overthink it, don't overanalyze it. You're looking at the exact same thing, right? I'm looking at the exact same thing just from a different perspective, just a different viewpoint. I'm looking at the same thing. You're gonna look at it from the front yard, the backyard, like where are you looking at it from? So you're looking at it. When I'm in an airplane, can you see things the same way you can when you're on the ground? When you take off, when you're in the airplane, you can look at the same spot, the same X, right? Where the plane's supposed to land. When you look at that X, what does that look like from the sky? It look like a little dot. It's the same thing. Same thing. It's the same thing. So when I'm here, I'm in the airplane. I'm in the airplane up here. And when I'm down here, I'm on the ground, right? And this is when we landing and taking off, right up here in the middle. So this is my higher time frame. I'm in the airplane. So I don't trade, right? Who going to Fiji? You know what? So who going to Fiji? So let's see. Somebody got pips and trips on their mind. Pips and trips. So, but I just if you kind of think about it like that, right? Just kind of think about it like that. It's the same spot. It's the same geographic location. It doesn't change. It's the same price. This the same price. If you cut on Bloomberg right now, this the same price. The same price. And no matter what time frame I'm on, my geographic location does not change. So right here, we kind of in between them, right? You can analyze. You get to steer in. Do I come? I'm steering here. Up here, I'm flying. I'm cruise control. Down here, I'm fine tuning, right? Because you don't want him to run into the building. You want him to land on the runway. So down here, I'm fine tuning that entry, right? So same thing. And as you can see, we are moving on up. So kind of around there, and now we're gonna continue our rise. All right, any questions, comments, or testimonies before we close out this call? Questions, look at Gold. Gold look like it's trying to break through and come on down. Questions, comments, testimonies. I kind of would still hold off on gold a little bit. I don't like this. With gold, I don't like it because gold gets bouncy. So I don't like how gold has that buy on my 4 hour and on my 1 hour, it has that sell. I don't like that. I don't like that. I like alignment. Educated trader is a profitable trader. Perfect practice makes perfect. So just because you want to trade once doesn't mean you're going to win it again. We want to make sure all of our trades are operating, right? All of our trades, all of them. We want to make sure we ride them out properly. All right, any questions, comments, or testimonies? I see y'all cashing out again. So who made some money this morning? We made some money this morning. Yes, we did. Look. Yes. Look at those 777 in the chat. Look at there. Look at you guys. So yes. So all right, guys. My boo plus US 30. So I love it. I told you this morning. I told you guys this morning today was going to be a good day. I was looking at the market and I was like, oh yeah. Look at that lot size. Oh, we operating on big bank frequency. Okay. Big bank frequency over there. All right. And now I want you guys to understand on the Forex pair of 0.06, you'd be like, right? You need to start there for learning, but on indices, that's like, okay, big bank. Because remember, a 0.01 is $1, right? $1 a point. We operate in points and not pips, so it makes a big difference. So that's that big bank frequency right there. I'm coming to Columbia, South Carolina. I'm on my way right now. All right. So guys, any other questions coming? You coming too? Let's go. He got all the money, right? He got all the money this morning. All right. So anyone else before we close out? Because you guys are just going to continue to ride this out, right? You see Nasdaq kind of corrected around that line and it's kind of pulling back. So you can definitely see. Now, if you guys did not take a trade, right? Oh, look at there, guys. Look at there. Thank you. So if you did not take a trade, if you did not take it, you want to wait till after 10, okay? You never, ever, ever jump in the trade right before a new hour candle, right before a new 4-hour candle, okay? You always wait. So if you didn't get in, you need to wait until 8 minutes from now. You got to wait, okay? Patience, profit. Patience. You don't, and that's the thing. Don't get in the trade like right here. Don't get in the trade right here. So you wanna let that ride out. So I'm just gonna ride it out too. So with that, guys, do not forget. I was about to say don't forget. That was not improper English. Okay. Do not forget. Tonight at 9 p.m. It is your training. You want to be present for both because we educate and implement. So this is your live market analysis. This is your BYOB profit call. We made some money this morning, and that's the purpose and intent of this call. And then tonight, what we do in the evenings is we educate. So be back here at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we can educate. So next week we have very, very powerful implementation. For those of you all who are new with us, make sure you dive into that academy. You got great time this weekend to dive into that academy. Make sure you go to the playlist. After you go through the academy, trading the BYOB cash out, let's empower yourself as well. Come to the calls and get empowered, but plug yourself in and empower yourself as well, because empowered people empower people. And we're here to shift legacies. We're here to change generations. We're here to make that shift. 2 million families financially educated and impacted worldwide. And it is going to happen. It's going to happen. You know what? I said, why did I get logged out for being in too many trades? Still got my profit. You are so welcome. Now, see, don't over leverage, but I'm glad you walked away with your money. You was like, the market is moving after it's been quiet this week. I'm going to get my money. I understand. So yes. All right, guys. I love you. I love each and every last one of you all. Miss Brownlee, let's close out strong.
Yes, ma'am. This is an exciting morning. Thank you so much. Let's pray. Father God, we are rejoicing in your faithfulness. It is great. Every morning we see new mercies. God, you just keep blessing us beyond our expectation. You continually do exceeding abundantly above all we could ask or think. God, the blinders are removed from our eyes and we see you more clearly now. We are thankful, appreciative, and grateful for the phenomenal dream team who originally said yes to your will, to your way, and to your word, so that this, the largest economic movement known to mankind, might exist today. And because of their faithfulness, we are here. God, continue to bless and anoint each of them so that everything they touch turns to gold, to profit, to prosperity and abundance. Your good hand is good upon Mr. Rogers, Miss Dyer, Dr. Bythewood, Miss Anderson, Miss Brantley, Miss Perry, Mr. Sims, and Pastor Washington. We decree and declare, God, that each of us will exercise our responsibility of exposing the next million households by March 28, 2022. So they too will be impacted, empowered, and educated as we are. We rejoice in this year of transformation, in this September to remember, and we declare we shall close out strong. Thank you, God. In Jesus' name we pray. This officially ends this prophet call, and we will see you tonight at 9 p.m. God bless you, and let's go in prosperity, abundance, and wealth. Amen.